the time has come, the walrus said.
By the way, even though the piece of power is still active, because we entered the town where there's different music than the forest, the music takes priority, which thank God, because that music gets annoying very quickly. Like I said, not a fan of that. I honestly avoid the piece of power a lot of the time, especially the Guardian Acorn, which I really don't need. Hey there, kid. I heard that you can press select to look at the island map. Yeah, I know all about that. I don't understand what they mean by that. These kids really don't understand what they understand. But hey, we got a little crane game here. Trendy game, one play, 10 rupees. Sure, we'll give it a go. The A and B button move the crane, the rest is just timing. Go over to the buttons to play. Good luck. So, you may notice that's just straight up Yoshi there. They're not even subtle about that. But yeah, we want to hit B to make it go to the right, just the right amount. And then A to make it go down the right amount. I think I nailed it. Now we just pray. Hey, I don't think it can drop it at this point. It's not like real crane games where they're assholes. Again, what is the technology in this? First of all, there's telephones. Now there's a crane game with conveyor belts and everything. Also, it says, we got a Yoshi doll. Recently, he seems to be showing up in many games. This is some wild stuff for the Zelda series, I gotta tell you. I mean, there's some weird meta stuff in the previous Zelda games, like Mario pictures on the wall and the guy whose name is Error. This is definitely the most bizarre any Zelda game has been, which I think works, and a lot of Zelda games would go for that bizarre angle. You know, it's kind of an early pioneer of that idea that the Zelda is kind of a goofy series sometimes. Oh, let's also check out this shop. This shopkeep here is an asshole. We just gotta go up and pick up whatever we want. I can't afford this. And he's gonna say, hey, stop, you gotta pay, put it back. Yeah, okay, I'll put it back. Now, occasionally, he'll look away. He'll actually, like, turn his head and not look at you, which is your opportunity to try and run away with certain items. Yeah, that's right, you can be a thief. The problem is that if you do steal from the shopkeep, everyone in the game will forever call you thief. There's no way to reverse it. You're just, from that point on, you're thief. Yeah, it's a kind of eternal punishment, you know? I gotta respect it for being realistic like that. Yep, those are my boys. I'm Papa. Pleased to meet you. I'll be lost in the hills later, so keep a lookout for me here. Alright. Hey there, lady. Oh, will you give that doll to my baby? Oh, yeah, we just picked up the Yoshi doll. Your kid can have it. Link doesn't need a doll to play with. You're indeed a generous person. I'll give you this in return. We get a bow. Well, a pink bow. That's awfully nice. We did hear that Chain Chomp last part, the baby Chain Chomp near Bow Wow and Meow Meow's house, actually wanted accessories, because they like jewels and accessories and stuff like that, and clothing. So yeah, let's go give him this pink bow. Hey there, little fella. Make up jewels, dresses, I want it all. And some new accessories would be nice. Here, you can have this pink ribbon. I need it. Will you trade it for my dog food? Sure, here you go. Lucky, thanks. Well, here's your dog food. Cool. It's full of juicy beef. Interesting. Isn't that Chain Chomp adorable with the bow? That's amazing. So yeah, this is kind of an item trading sequence we gotta go through. There's not a ton of this kind of stuff in Link's Awakening. It is a Game Boy game. It's pretty small scale, you know, it's very simplistic. But the fact that we have one quest like this does make it fairly memorable, because now we gotta take this dog food over to this place here. We have, this guy, Sale. What do you have? It's canned food, for heaven's sake! Give it to me, please! He's hysterical. What will you do? You can have it. Oh, thank you. I'll take that. Oh, he just ate it whole. The can and all. That was great! I know it's not a fair trade, but here's some bananas. Yum. No, I like bananas. Do you want a banana? Peel it down and go By the way, those key items have been appearing over on the top, near those, like, 8 labeled glowy pads there, and just below her health. Enough dawdling around now. Pardon me, Mr. Monkey. No, wait, Mr. Monkey. Do you want a banana? Oh, we can knock your coconuts away. Well, yeah, we got the key for that dungeon. It's about damn time we head there, isn't it? You may notice I haven't bothered re-equipping the shield. I just left it as the magic powder, which I don't even use too much. Yeah. To be honest, the shield is very, very situational. I mean, we needed it at the start. I can think of maybe 1 or 2 other instances where we need it. Anyway, this is where we gotta use that key, and we can access the tail dungeon. Do we still have that key? Just hold on to it? I guess. Here we are. Level 1, Tail Cave. So yeah, Tail Cave here is our first dungeon, of course. It's got these returning bouncy guys from A Link to the Past. And being our classic, you know, kind of dungeon setup, we've got some fun stuff like enemies, chests, piece of power, god damn it, fucking... What do we have here? We have our compass. Okay, this game makes a massive improvement on the compass. Okay, before it's been kind of useless. It shows where chests are and where the boss is. Most of the time I can just figure that stuff out on my own. But the best feature they bring in with the compass is now it plays a sound cue if there's a key in a room. That's so nice. I mean, in the previous games you could kind of tell when there was an item in a particular room based on, like, if there was something lying around, or if there were blocks to be pushed, or a lot of enemies to be killed, or if an enemy was holding something. You know, stuff like that. But you heard that sound cue when you enter the room. I'll hear it again one more time here. Listen to this. That sound, that's a sign that there's a key somewhere, which just happens to be in this chest. Once you get one key in a room, you know you're good to go, and that sound cue that you got initially has been redeemed. It served its purpose. There's no sound cue here, so we know there's no key. I love this feature, really. It makes the dungeons in A Link's Awakening a lot more fun than, say, well, a lot of the previous games, actually. Of course, what's not fun is dealing with these guys. I never liked these guys. Ugh. Oh, killing that guy got this to spawn. Why didn't I notice that last time? Anyway, 20 rupees. Yay! Oh, sound cue. It's probably just this chest right here. Yep. Stalfos, yet again, they're jumpy bastards, but here they're a lot easier to deal with just because their jump isn't nearly as high as it was in the last game. And, whoa, would you look at this? We got a whole bunch of enemies who are shifting between heart, diamond, club, and spade. We want to stop them all in the same one of any kind, I believe. Let's see. Club, 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 club. Shit! I was mistiming that. Alright, let's try this again. Club. There we go, let's go. And that gets us a brand new kind of thing for this game, the stone beak. Let's find the owl statue that belongs to it. So yeah, in each dungeon, just like a compass and a map is always there, there's always got to be a stone beak that we then place in the owl statues to get advice as we go along the dungeon. Very similar to how Sarasala give us advice in the Link to the Past dungeons. Turn aside the spinned ones with a shield. Alright, just a bit of advice from this owl statue here. There's going to be more throughout the whole dungeon, so we want to keep an eye out for those and take their advice, because they're actually very helpful from what I remember. Especially if the little gels give us item drops like that. They usually don't, at least in other Zelda games, but I'll take what I can get, I guess. And zap! Oh, that poor rupee. Well, anyway, here we managed to get the dungeon map. At last, we got the map. Press the start mode to look at it. Yeah, we can still look at the overworld map at any point with the select button. I don't know why, but you can. But the classic Zelda 1 style dungeon map is here as well. Of course, there's multiple floors that are going to be a thing later on as well. And, what do I want to do now? I think I want to go, left and up. What's here? That's just a chest taunting us. That's not nice. Oh, piece of power. You know, if the piece of power gave us like a blade beam we could shoot, that would be nice. Then I would actually give a shit. Maybe even just at full health. I know I'm not at full health now, but it would give me a reason to want to be at full health, you know? It would give me a reason to want to pick up the piece of power. We got an owl statue here that's important. If there is a door that you can't open, move a stone block. Okay, that's not always the solution, Mr. Owl, but a good chunk of the time, yes. And hold on, these are the guys that the other owl statue told us to spin on their side. Just using the shield there. And voila! Does this one just repeat that advice? Yeah, okay, so going in that other room is purely to get the owl beak, and this is just a bit of a reminder. But would you look at this, we're suddenly a side-scroller. We have Goombas that we flat-out jump on. Kind of bizarre for a Zelda game. I mean, I know Zelda 2 was a thing, and that had 2D bits. In fact, it was mostly 2D. But this is still just straight-up a Mario game now. With a sword. Which we don't have to jump on the Goombas, we can just slash them like that if we really, really want to. Man, Mario wishes he had a sword. But now we can go up here, and there's a heart we just can't get up there. Oh, what a tease, right? What a tease indeed. We do find our treasure over here. We found the Rock's Feather. Not rock as in our Link, rock as in... anyway, it feels like your body is a lot lighter. Yes, indeed, because this is a brand new item for the Legend of Zelda series that's one of the best in this game. We can jump now. Oh, I completely missed the heart, but we can jump now. And we can pick up stuff and go over gaps. Isn't that nice? It's also super useful in these 2D sections here to... well, in this case, it's actually needed to get back. Or no. We can just take the ladder otherwise, but it's super nice for shortcuts like this. And just in general, avoiding enemies, or attempting to. But it is necessary at a lot of points. I believe we want to go over here now. Yeah, it's super satisfying just jumping along. This is the item I'll be having in my second spot for a good chunk of this game, but unfortunately not all of it, for reasons I'll get into. But anyway, we found the Nightmare Key. Now we can open the door to the Nightmare's lair. This is kind of a thing that would become a staple in the Zelda dungeons logic, where the big key is, it's still a thing, although it's just used for the boss door, and not necessarily for the item, the dungeon item, which I like that change, because that way the dungeon item can be found much sooner on, and you can do a lot more with it in the dungeon itself. I personally was never a big fan of the big chest concept to begin with. Also, hey, we got a mini-boss here. This isn't the actual boss, because we didn't actually use the dungeon key or anything, and boy, he's pretty easy, but you do have to make use of the Rock's Feather, of course. And we also get a fairy and a teleport point back to the beginning of the dungeon here. This is going to be in every dungeon of the game here, where they give us an opportunity to warp back if we would like to. Oh god, oh, that was painful. We have a stairway here that just seems to lead to an completely empty dungeon. Oh god, that's brutal. You know, the 2D sections do remind me of when you would go to pick up an item or transport between certain areas in the first Legend of Zelda. You know, there was those kind of dungeony areas. But you can't deny the Mario parallel, and here's the real boss. Buzz Outsider. It's this guy from A Link to the Past. They had to bring him back. And yes, if we fall in those holes, that takes us back to the dungeon area and the previous room there, and we have to climb up and redo the fight. Thank God I didn't fall, because that would be annoying. But after beating him, we can get our first ever heart container of the game, as well as an instrument. Would you look at that? It's a little cello. Yeah, the full moon cello. I played cello for about a week before transferring to another school, and that didn't have orchestra. But it plays this tune here. Keep that tune in mind, that's a very important one for this game. And just like you'd expect, we're then transported out of the dungeon, and given a bit of a hint as to where we need to go next. Swamp. A path opens in the bloom.